All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, the GMS who teach and rule well, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing this gospel amongst the four winds with truth and sincerity. All right, to you I say shalom. All right, this is your brother Paratham. Okay, with a quick lesson, man. All right, but first and foremost, I want to say that this is for you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, Seminole, West Indians, and Haitians, man. They're God's chosen people. All right, we are of a legendary bloodline, man. Okay, according to the Bible, we're not niggas, spicks, wetbacks, dieheads, or Moors. All right, okay, we are royalty. All right, also here to tell you that the wicked is the so-called red man, Esau, Edom, known as the white man. Okay, all right. Don't let it. Don't. It's more than evident nowadays, man. And the purpose of this lesson, man, I wanted to go into a little history on Christopher Columbus. Not gonna make it a long lesson. All right, I pulled up here, and this was inspired by the Elders Camp last week. It's 5 facts that we didn't know about Cristobal Colon, or Christopher Columbus as we know him. Okay, then I'm gonna get into some scriptures, Lord willing. This lesson's edifying. All right, so real quick, I'm gonna skim through these 5 facts. All right, so number 1 is, it says Columbus ignored the king and queen's order that he abstained from doing. The inhabitants, all right, are the native tribes, the northern kingdom, and the injury. For example, he created the 1495, the tribute system, requiring every person over 14 to provide him with a hawk's bell of gold every 3 months. Those who complied were given a token to wear around their neck. Those who didn't comply, as Columbus' son Fernando reported, were punished by having their hands cut off and left to bleed to death. About 10,000 in Haiti and the Dominican and Haiti, Salakia, and the Dominican Republic were victimized. Many of the indigenous people were while alive, roasted on spits, slender pointed rods, and burned at the stake. And the invaders hacked the children into pieces. Man, this shit pissing me off already, man. All right, continuing says, also Columbus men tore the babes from their mother's breasts by the feet and dashed their heads against the rocks. All right, hey, that's scripture, because shall we not dash the little ones against the rocks? All right, pursuing the Psalms. We'll get that later, Lord willing. All right, but hey, man, this is horrific. All right. This is taking place on the Southern Kingdom as well, on those slave ships, okay, as they were taken captive and brought across the seas. To the ones that didn't jump overboard, that rather died than be in captivity, of course. All right, but continuing, it says most of the indigenous people, while alive, roasted on spits, their slender pointed rods, and burned at the stake, and the invaders hacked the children into pieces. Also, Columbus men tore the babe from their mother's breast by their feet and dashed their heads against the rocks. They splitted the bodies of other babes. Together with their mothers on their swords, as noted by the Spanish historian and the Catholic priest Bartolome de las Casas, who witnessed much of the carnage. It says Columbus, in order to test the sharpness of the blades, directed his men to cut off the legs of the children who ran from them. His crew would pour people full of boiling soap and caused others to be eaten alive by hunting dogs. And if Columbus' brigade ran out of meat, their vicious dogs, Salakia, Arawak babies were killed for dog food. Man. And we're going to stop there. Give me 1 second. That's crazy. This is Psalms 137:9. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. All right, because, man, it's clear that this devil read the scriptures. How do you think he discovered the New World, or the so-called New World, or Americas? All right, he was in the Apocrypha, man, in the book of Esdras. Okay, you can check the movie out, 1492. All right, which is it goes into it, man. All right, very informative. Okay. So, hey, this is what we're going to be doing to the little ones in the kingdom. Lord willing, we bear that number. All right. So this is number 2. A Columbus shipmate, Miguel Canillo, wrote that when our caravels were to leave for Spain, we gathered 1,600 male and female Indians on February 17, 1495, and we let it be known that any of the sailors who wanted to take them could do so. Canillo took a teenage Caribbean girl as a gift from Columbus, and when she resisted, he thrashed her mercilessly and raped her. Speaking of rape, it was noted by the University of Vermont history professor Dr. James Lowen, that as soon as the 1493 expedition got to the Caribbean, Columbus was rewarding his lieutenants with native women to rape. On Haiti, sex slaves were one more prerequisite, Salakia, that they enjoyed, and include adult rape and child rape. See, these devils been, hey man, this goes back to Rome. All right. You know, the Romans was into having you know, land with boys and shit, man. All right, just all right. Anyway, it says as Columbus himself wrote in 1500, girls from 9 to 10 are in demand. And one day, De La Casa saw Columbus soldiers dismember, behead, or rape 3,000 natives. As a result, De La Casas wrote, "My eyes have seen these acts so foreign to human nature that now I tremble as I write." Yeah, because he's a fucking devil, man. All right, man. He will. There's no limit to what he'll do. Of course, the Lord set bounds upon him that he cannot pass. Roughly paraphrasing, but hey, he went to the max, man. All right. Here's another precept. It's Joel 3:3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. All right. So these, man, listen, man, they land with children, man. All right. Sodomizing these boys, okay, and raping these young women, man, that didn't even reach the flower of their age yet, man. This is fucking sick. All right, number 3, Columbus' evil was so efficient that when he arrived in Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and other Caribbean islands of 1493, there were 8 million Taíno. That number, within a mere 3 years, was reduced to just 3 million. So you telling me this devil killed 5 million in Taínos in 3 years? That's unreal, man. But look at us today, and when the account of the Pharaoh in Egypt, when our people was under captivity, this was after Joseph. It was a scripture that said, the more that they oppressed us, the more that we multiplied, man. All right, look at us now, the majority. All right, so let's see. Continue, number 4. It says Columbus not only pioneered a new form of mass murder, he also pioneered a new form of slavery, which he transformed into a race-based and generational form of brutal labor. In fact, as documented by Dr. Lowen, Columbus not only sent the first slaves across the Atlantic, he probably sent more slaves, about 5,000, than any other individual. It says Columbus' evil was so outrageous that the Governor Francisco de Bobadilla, based on the testimony of 23 witnesses, arrested him for inhuman and widespread crimes against the Taíno, Arawak, and Lucayan population, and shipped him back to Spain in shackles. The evidence was so overwhelming that Columbus confessed and was convicted. All right. Hold on, let me see. It says, let me just read this last little part. We'll get into some scriptures. Instead of celebrating on October 14th, one of the worst and arguably the worst monster in world history, asked some of the country's wonderful Italian Americans for a list of the names that some of the world's greatest Italians and Americans. I'm sure that list would feature hundreds, including Americo Vespucci. That's it, man. I don't even want to read no more of this shit, man. That was pretty much the point. So there you have it. All right. Revelation 11 goes into how the beast was released out of the bottomless pit. Well, that beast, okay, was Christopher Columbus reaching the shores of so-called America, man, of the New World. All right? That beast represents Esau's power structure. That's where this shit started, man. All right? Psalms 55:20. He that put forth his hands against such at be Salakia. It says, he hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. All right? It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. This is clearly speaking on Columbus, man. This fucking devil. Why? Because he put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. The northern kingdom. They welcomed him with open arms, man. Showed him how the land worked. All right? They pretty much put him on game. Okay? But he referred them as savages. All right? Okay, saying that they were so stupid that they cut their hand on this blade, meaning they never seen a sword before. All right, they had weapons made of like cane and wood and stuff. Okay, it was another quote that also said that, okay, with 50 men that they could conquer this people, because he referred to them as he referred to them as being inferior, man, because they lived off the land and they weren't so-called civilized. All right, you're gonna pay for that shit though. All right. It says he hath broken his covenant. Why? Because Esau is not Esau, Jacob's brother. All right, and we're going to get into that. All right, his word was smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. Yeah, he approached him with a smile, okay? You know what I mean? But, you know, they had them swords clenched the whole time, just waiting on that moment. All right, they got the northern kingdom to show him around. All right, show him what was what, and ultimately they showed him what the gold was, man. Okay? Just being brotherly, man. All right, verse 23. I'll just hit this too. But thou, O power, shall bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in thee. All right, and that's real. All right, the triumphing of the wicked is short. Okay. So from there, we're going to hit Amos 11. Hey, also, man, it's crazy because it was another quote. This devil, man, he said that he couldn't put his sword down for 1 hour. All right? That's that bloodlust, man. Okay? You got to be sick in the mind, man, to be on some shit like that, man. Amos 1:11. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, 3 transgressions of Edom and for 4. It says, for 3 transgressions of Edom and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Because why, man? Esau been wanting to slay Esau. Hey, this hatred, this perpetual hatred goes back to Jacob and Esau, man. All right, he supplanted him for his blessing, okay, and his birthright, which was already written. It was written. It was the Lord's will for it to happen like that. But Esau saw it, man. He's sick. All right, verse 12. But I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palaces of Basra. All right, and I'm gonna jump to Jeremiah. We're gonna get into Teman right now. Jump to Jeremiah 49 and verse 7. It reads, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? It says, is their wisdom vanished? All right, so we know that Teman is the so-called Germans, all right, which are also Edomites. But these are the smart ones, okay? The smartest, if you want to be technical, okay? Germany is where the majority of the ideas come from, okay? Operation Paperclip, all right, which goes into what was it? It was this intelligence program, secret intelligence program from the U.S., which it was, damn. I got it up here somewhere. Where's that fucking tab at? Here it is, right here. It says Operation Paperclip was a secret United States intelligence program in which more than 1,600 Nazi German scientists Engineers and technicians were taken from the former Nazi Germany to the U.S. for government employment at the end of World War II in Europe between 1945 and 1959. All right. So they took these scientists, these engineers, all right, and they pretty much enslaved them and had them working, you know, inventing shit because they were smart. All right. So we're going to jump back to Jeremiah 49:7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is the counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Operation Paperclip, okay? The majority of ideas come from Germany, all right? The manufacturing of cars and what? The New World Order. All right? Them elites. Let's see. Verse 9. Verse 8, Salakia, flee ye, turn back, and dwell deep, O inhabitants of the den, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. Verse 9, if grape gatherers come to thee, it says, will they not leave some gleaning grapes? If these by night, they will destroy till they have enough. All right, so this is just basically telling you they're not going, hey, it's a law. There's a law, I believe it's Leviticus. Was it Leviticus 22? I don't want to butcher it. It's for edification. I haven't been in Leviticus in a while. It's Leviticus 22. Or maybe it's 23. Salakia, bear with me, Akim. Yup. Leviticus 23 and verse 22. It says, when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of your corners of thy field when thou reapest. Neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, your power. All right. So clearly, Esau's doing the complete opposite of that. All right. It's basically saying if there was grape gatherers to come, they not leaving no grapes. All right. They're taking more than their fill, man. All right. Verse 10, I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. All right. It's over for you, man. Esau, you're done. You're fucking done. There's nothing you can do. All right. From there, we going to hit 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, just right to the point, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there be a falling away first. All right. And just to hit the falling away happened, battle was 70 AD. It was roughly between, I believe, 67 and 75 AD. All right. We fell away then. OK, I'm slowly coming back now more than ever. All right. So we got continuing in verse 3. It says, and that man of sin shall be revealed, the son of perdition, the son of destruction. Okay, Esau's been revealed. All right, the Lord has made Esau bare, man, meaning he's exposed. All right, hey, it goes all the way back to Cain. All right, when the mark of leprosy was placed upon him. All right. To show us who the wicked was, man. After he killed his brother for nothing. For nothing. All right, so, hey, man, it's me in them times, man. These scriptures is hot and heavy. Verse 4. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called Yahweh or that is worship, so that he as Yahweh sitteth in the temple of Yahweh, showing himself that he is Yahweh, which he's not. Okay, there's scriptures that we got Isaiah 14 and 14, Isaiah 47, Isaiah 14 and 14. This is Esau. Isaiah 14 and 13, Salakia. It says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will also exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. I will also sit upon the mountain, the mount of the congregation. It says, Salaki. Verse 13 reads again. Fucking dog. For thou hast said in mine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation. It says, in the sides of the north, I will ascend above the clouds, the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. All right, he got that Space Force. Okay, going back to the late 70s, late 60s, early 70s. Okay, the Apollo, which goes back to Roman, mythology. All right, man, this devil is he's being exposed, man. Let me jump to Isaiah 47 real quick. Not to get too off topic, man, but these is all prominent. Isaiah 47:3. Salaki, Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. All right, why? Because he's not that bully no more. He's not the only one with nukes. He's not the only. I mean, it's a level playing ground, level playing field now. Okay, why do you think he spends so much money on the military? Because he know he not low. He saw that paranoid cat that sleep with a revolver under his pillow, man. All right. Verse 2, take the millstones, grind the mill, uncover the locks, make bare the leg, and uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers. It says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Why? Because Yahushua is coming back in that celestial body to catch heavy wreck on this place, man. Though Esau in shackles, all right, to knock off the goats and the sheep, which goes into the 2/3 in the heathen. All right, and to deliver his people, man. Lord willing, we be at that number to deliver the elect, the first fruits, man, the servants that have been obedient, okay, since they've waken up. All right, so let's to get back on point. We're gonna get back on Esau ass. All right, let's go to Obadiah, and I'm gonna close out with this one. Obadiah, starting at verse. I'm gonna start. Damn, we really hit this whole chapter. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. We just want to get right to the point. Hey, 8 is prevalent with this lines up with Jeremiah 49:7. Also Amos 1:11. All right. This is Obadiah 1:8. Shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh Shem Yahushai, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, Teman, all right, and understanding out of the mountain of Esau? It says, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. All right, because hey, you got to understand, he's going to receive the worst punishment of all the nations. Why? Because he was our brother, man. He joined sides with the Babylonians against us. And Esau was the one that burnt down the temple in that time, man. All right, so he got to get what's coming to him. All right, you got to drink of that cup along with the dregs, man. There's no escaping it. All right, it's inevitable. Verse 11 reads, and that day thou stoodest on the other side, and that day that the strangers carried away captives his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them. All right. Yeah, he's a op. It says, but thou should have not looked on that day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger. Neither should have thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in that day of their destruction. Neither should thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou should have not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou should have not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. All right. Esau crossed us, man. All right, it says, verse 14, neither should have thou stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape, neither shouldst thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy war shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall be swallowed down, and they shall be as though they had not been. It says, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance. There shall be holiness. And the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And the house of Jacob shall be as a fire. And the house of Joseph as a flame. And the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord have spoken it. And they, man, that's it, man. Hey, man, look. Esau, you going, listen. This system is this structure is going to collapse. All right. Okay. The elect are going to be raised up. All right. Transformed, if you will. Okay. All the 2/3 of the heathens are going to be killed off. And the elites are going to be pried out those clefts of the rocks. And they're going to get chains thrown on them. And you're going to serve that 1,000 years. All right. And then your house is going to be as stubble, man. All right. You're going to be but a fucking vapor, a dream. It's over for you. Hey, and with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai. All right, Bashem Rakak Wadash, double honors the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. All right, keep enduring your Akim. Okay, we almost out of here. Kwam Yasharallah and Abba Babal. Shalom.